Excited to share our latest publication. Star emoji, thrilled to announce my new publication star emoji. It's my first paper. Megaphone emoji, publication alert, megaphone emoji, megaphone emoji, megaphone emoji, smiley face.
Let's take a moment and talk about rejections. To preface this, I think there's nothing wrong with sharing your scientific data and moreover celebrate your own successes. However, if that's the only thing we all do, then that's the only thing we all see, and it has turned out that's not really good for the old brain. So, today I will just go through all the rejections I have faced.
Paper 1.
This was my first paper, and it was a big study where multiple people had worked on over the years, also including many different experiments. So we aimed high and sent it to Immunity, where it got fairly quickly rejected, with the option to send it to Cell Reports, where it was sent out for peer review. Now, a month later we got reviews back, and again, it had been rejected. And not just rejected, the reviewer one in this case actually absolutely trashed our paper, going as far as writing whole segments in full caps lock to make sure that we know that what we did was not right. Now I thought caps lock was reserved for angry boomers in Facebook comments, but alas, it also apparently applies to esteemed scholars. Now I want to quickly stress here that all the other reviewers I have encountered were professional, constructive, and at some points even quite friendly. So I guess this was just a bad apple. After regaining our motivation, we got rejected at Nature Communications and Molecular Systems Biology. And then we got an email from the editors at Communications Biology, which is the sister journal of Nature Communications, who had read the manuscript, thought it was quite interesting, and well, asked us to send it there. Which we did, and after a round of revisions, it was accepted in 2022.
Paper 2.
The nice thing about this specific study is that it was conceptualized, performed, and accepted all within the span of my thesis. The idea came from my supervisor in 2021. We performed the mass spec, the core mass spec data a year later, and a year after that we went to our first submission. So our first submission was to Cell Systems, where it got rejected, with the option to transfer to iScience, which we took. Now at iScience, the editors had read our manuscript with great interest and discussed it with the editorial team in a record time of under 4 hours. Now considering the only personal touch in the rejection email was my name and the manuscript tracking number, which is automatically assigned, I have a feeling they might not have actually read it with great interest. But maybe that's just me. After this, we sent the manuscript to Communications Biology again, because, well, we had a good experience there. And indeed, after a single round of revisions, it got accepted in July of this year.
Paper number 3.
For my third and final paper, my expectations really weren't that high, especially considering the previous experiences. But surprisingly, or maybe not surprising at all, this was by far the easiest publication. We sent it to the Journal of Thrombosis and Hemostasis, and after a round of revisions, that's where it got accepted as well. So sometimes it just goes a bit easier. So that's the full story from acceptance to rejection. And I was thinking, is there anything I have taken away from this? Now I think in its core, it is an arbitrary system. Yes, there's basic scientific quality you have to adhere to. Don't make up data, don't steal data. Be sure to write it down properly to show to others what you did and they can understand it. But whether it is novel or impactful or interesting for the readership of a specific journal, all those things are based on the impression of an editor and the reviewers. So those are all experts, so as long as the reviewers provide professional and constructive feedback, there's not really anything wrong with this system on that end. I think the main thing that is wrong in this is the emphasis we seem to put on publications as part of our scientific career. A lot of time seems to be spent on framing and making a story more attractive, even very early on in the research progress. And that just takes time away from the focus on science. I look for drug targets of the vessel wall using big data to treat potential vascular disorders sounds way sexier than I do basic endothelial cell biology using proteomics. Yet that second part is more closer to what I actually do. But alas, that's another discussion for another time maybe. So as a final note before I go, I think a point we can all agree on. So one of the core fundamentals of science is that you are able to share it, right, with anyone. So to publish these 3 papers open access, it cost us just shy of 10,000 euros. And I think that is just plain wrong. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and have a wonderful day.